Start with chapter 6 about ether channel. But before we move to that, we need to make sure you understand the SDP. So today we're going to do some activities or lab. And if you have questions, just let me know. So I have a few people on the call, but the majority, they're not here yet. What's the deal? I see few people. All right. We're going to start. We're not going to wait for them. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to, first, for example, I'm going to connect those 3 switches. And we're going to see which one is going to be the root bridge and what mode they use. Because these 3 switches, basically, they have an old iOS, okay, which is version 12, I believe. And after that, I'm going to update it to version 15. And we go from there. So let's see.
Are you recording, Mr. Charif?
Yes, I'm gonna record it right here. Thank you. So I'm gonna select the this cable here, the crossover cable, and I'm gonna go to gigabit fast Ethernet to gigabit, so that will keep the cost at 4. This is a gigabit link. Now, of course, if I miss or if I put fast Ethernet here, gigabit here, is going to change the outcome. But since all of them are gigabit, so it's going to be. Now what's happening is they send BPDU. Remember that? BPDU, this is basically a bridge protocol data unit. So they're going to update each other to see who has the lowest BID, which is bridge ID. And the bridge ID, just to remind you, okay, what's a bridge ID? Anybody still remember? What's the bridge ID again? The bridge ID is consists of basically the priority, which is by default is 32.768, and the MAC address, and also they have the extended ID, which is basically the VLAN added to it. So based on this one here, we can tell which one of these are the root bridge. Let's see. This is a switch 1, switch 0, and this is switch 2. Switch. Let me call them switch 2. This is switch 1. This is switch 0. Okay, so based on this one, based on what you see, can you guess which one is the switch port? I mean, the root bridge.
Switch 0.
No, it's not. Switch 1 is the root bridge. Because why? Because this is open and this is open. This is open, this is open, this is closed. So if this one, it's a switch 0, if a switch 0 is the root bridge, this will be open. You follow? So that will be the root port. So it's very, very important to understand the terminology. What we mean by root bridge, okay? Now let's, what we mean by root bridge. Because remember now, we have redundancy. We added more link. So we have a multiple option to the destination. Okay? So we added some kind of redundancy. By adding redundancy, it's going to create what we call a loop. So to prevent this one, that's why we put STP. We enable STP on it. The spanning tree protocol to prevent loops. Now, the question is, why I need to block it here, not here, not here, not here, not here? Who's going to make the decision? Based on what?
The BDPU,
Go ahead.
BDPU?
Well, basically, we need some kind of reference point. The reference point, basically, we call it the root bridge as a reference point. So, how are we going to elect a root bridge? So, to elect root bridge, we're going to test three things, actually two main things. The priority and the MAC address of the device or the switch. Now at this point, because I don't configure anything yet, as you can see, I just plug them in. So the priority by default is 32,768 on all the switches. So they are tie from priority perspective. So how I'm going to break the tie? What breaks the tie is the MAC address. So the lowest MAC address, the switch has the lowest MAC address, is going to be the root bridge. In other words, is going to be the reference point. So according to what you see, this one is going to be the reference point. Now, to confirm this, we can go over here and we can issue the command. What's the command? What's the command we're going to say? Show spanning tree. What I do is show spanning tree. Okay, what do you see here? Now, because we use Cisco device, and Cisco, okay, is going to treat it as VLAN, and that's what we see. We have VLAN 001, because that's the only VLAN we have. And it tells me the root bridge ID is 32,769, and we said the default is 32,768, but we added the one right here, which is VLAN 1, we added to the 32,768, now is 32,769. And the MAC address of this, the bridge ID is this over here. So I'm going to copy it anyway. And the cost is 4. So, that's not, so it's not true. Gigabit. Why that cost is 4? So that's not the root bridge, according to what I see. Why is that? Let's see. Oh, that's the problem. I thought I plugged it into, you see, that's changed the outcome. I thought I plugged it to gigabit, so I plugged it by mistake to S042. So Brandon was right at the beginning because I thought I plugged it into gigabit 0/1. Because now it's different. Now the cost is different. You follow what I'm saying? So this link here costs 19. It's not cost like 4 and 4. So if I replace this one back, so I'm going to have a different outcome. So this is supposed to be gigabit to gigabit, okay? Now we have different, now this different outcome. Now a switch 0 becomes the root bridge. So let me put the MAC addresses first. Control C. Oh, shoot. Okay, so this is the MAC address for this switch right here. And let's click on this one here and same thing. Let me make sure I have the right names to each one of them. So this way we can, this is switch 0, SW0, the host name SW0, so we can reflect them all the same thing. This is SW2, 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 save. And this one is SW1, SW1, SW1. Okay, so let's go to this guy here, and we need to go to command line, and we need to get the MAC address, which is show spanning tree protocol. And of course I have the MAC address is this guy here. Copy, and you can tell this particular switch is not the root bridge because it has a cost. The cost is 4, so therefore it's not. Plus, as you look in here, you have designated port and you have a root port. So if this is a root bridge, you're going to have designated. So multiple ways you can tell if this particular switch is the root bridge or not. First of all, the most important part is the cost. Because to get to the root bridge, it costs 4. So anyway, I need to have some kind of visual. You're going to see the MAC address for each one of them. And you can tell, or you can predict who's going to be the root bridge from the MAC address. So let's go to the second one here. And that's what we're going to do here. Show, we're going to do show spanning tree protocol. And as you can see right here, the root bridge priority is 32,760, and there's no cost involved. You see that? And have you noticed that on the port, designated. So we're going to have a designated per segment. So that means this port is designated, this port is designated, and this. So this port is designated for this segment, this one for this segment, and this one for this segment. If you see this one here, just all designated means this is the root bridge. And the reason for that is if you look at the MAC address, which is this, the MAC address right here. Copy. Control V. Now, even before I plug them in, you can predict who's going to be the root bridge because I have the MAC address 0010 0010 1133. Is that right? I think this is so this is wrong. That's not right. See, you can have the same address. Okay. So maybe we copy from the span we got that from that's the right address right here. So that's what we copy, and this is what we paste it. Control D. Now makes the difference. Okay. So compare the 3 MAC the switches. Which one has the lowest? So this is wrong too. Okay, so over here. You see what I did wrong? I copied it from here. This is the root bridge. You can copy from right here. That's the right. That's that particular switch. Okay, so we'll get this one. Control V. Now we got a control. So I call it this way. I'm using 1, 1, 0. The first three are bad, and we have 0, 0, E, and 0, 0, 9. So this is the lowest I got. Therefore, this is going to be the bridge. Now, anything else connected to the root bridge become, like for example, this port is a port, because that's the shortest distance to connect to the bridge. Now, if this is, for example, fast Ethernet, this port is not going to be a port. Why? Because this is going to cost 19 if this is a fast Ethernet. Then you go this way. This one will become the root port. If this one is fast Ethernet. This is cost 4, this is 4 is 8. This is, if I change it to fast Ethernet, then it'll be what? 19. So let's test it. Okay, just to test it. So let's go fast Ethernet. 1, 2, fast Ethernet, 2. Okay, now you're going to see different story, different result. See, this is locked. Still, this one is the root bridge. And now, since this is the bridge, which one? The root port. What is the shortest? What the least cost to reach the root bridge? Now, from here, it's extremely easy to reconnect it. The cost is 19. See that? The cost is 19 because it's not fast Ethernet. Now, the cost over here is 4 because it's gigabit. And the cost over here is 4. So, the accumulative cost for switch 1 to reach the root bridge is S0. Is to go through this pathway from here. Not right here. This is also 8, accumulated 8. This is also 19. Okay. Any questions at this point? That makes sense to you? No. Somebody says that makes sense. I agree with you. This makes sense. Come on, guys. Are you still there? That makes sense? Okay. So now I plug it back to the old which is gigabit. Now the outcome is going to be back the same when we started originally. Okay. So I'm going to take this out now. What I need, change this to 4. So the cost to get to the root bridge is 4. And because the original is 8, therefore this is the root bridge. I mean the root port. This is the root port. And this is designated port. This is designated port. This is designated port. Because we're going to have designated port per segment. Also, this is designated port for this segment. Now, when you show something protocol,
There's a lot of information there. First of all, we need to know what version of what version of spelling we use is show span 3, and as you can see, we use span 3 enable apply I2E as the whole one, and it tells you the status report, which is all that's needed in this case. It tells you the items that we use it. Okay. Now, what happened? Now, one thing we do also have to mention is to go show version. I want to know what version you're using on this iOS version you're using here. So, show versions in ACT. It's version 1.225. That's the whole version. See that? So I'm going to upgrade this version to something else. Okay, 15. And after that, I want to test it to see if it's still going to get the same triple E. I want to see if it's still this one here by default. So to do that, I need to create some kind of CLI address on the switch, so I can communicate, and I need to make this one as a TFTP server, and I need to copy the new iOS from the server to this switch. So first of all, I need to go to this switch right here, and then I need to create or assign an address to VLAN 1. So to do that, we need to do config T. We need to go to the interface VLAN 1 IP address. And this one doesn't matter. It's just 192.168. Followed by the mask 255.555.0. Down. Okay. So now I can access. I will have an application between the switch and the 50 server. Then the bar save. Now I can go to this guy here. But that's desktop, and I need to sign an address from the same network where he has VLAN 1. So it's 192.168.10.10. I don't need the gateway because it's on the same segment, same network. But what do I need is services. I need to go to the TFTP server, and I need to scroll down to the model number 2960, switch to 2960, and I'm going to look for the newest version of 2960. So this is the 2960 newer version, which is 15. So I click on it and put Control C to select it. And then we can push that choose this switch. But before I do that, I need to go to the switch first. And I need to make sure I can communicate with the server 0. So we can ping 192.168.10.10. So we're going to communicate lost the first one. Now we can communicate. And we can copy from the TFTP server to the flash. Because we know the iOS will be stored in the flash. And you put enter. It's going to prompt you put the address of the TFTP server, which is 192.168.10.10. And it's going to ask me what file you want to copy. So that's why I click here, paste it, This file that I select previously from the TFP server and put it. And this is asking me what's the name of the destination, which is keep the same one. And now we copy it. We use this one, we use this copy it. Now, if I put, it's true I copy it, but still the active iOS version on this switch is still 12. So if I put show version, still doesn't show version 12. Which is right here. See that? So to force it to go to the new version, you need to config the boot system. I'm going to tell them to boot the system next time from this version. Put enter. Now, to boot the from that system, I need to say the configuration of the startup config. So that's why I need to get right here. And then you put the start. V1. Not done. Run. Start. And then you put your reboot specification to new load. Okay. Okay, so now I reload it. So what I can do, I can delete all these switches. And just duplicate this guy here because this guy is wet. It has the most recent version, so to make sure I have the right version. So what I'm going to do, I put the enable, show version, and now I'm going to see version 15 instead of version 12. What is it? You see it? No, still right here. This is version 15. Now instead of on the flash, this is where I put it from. See that? It's 15.0, blah, blah, blah. So now what I can do, I can go and select this particular switch, which is already selected. And I can edit it, copy it, and paste. So I need two of them. Paste. This is another one. Come on. Alright. So at this point, I can change the name. Config, make this one. SW, whatever, SW2. This is SW2, save. SW1, because we have SW0. Save. Now, we know that I'm going to address this guy. Let's get some addresses for each one of them. So let's go ahead and get them. So let's get that first. I can get that. Let's make a address. Where's the internet? Address. This is where I like that message. Yep, that's this one. So Control C to copy it. another copy. I should have copied it. Same thing I do. Let's switch right here. This is the same. It's the same copy. So let's see. Yeah, that's not a good idea. You notice that's the same address. I see. Let's connect them and see which one will be the bridge. That's a good idea. Just test to see if it's a duplicate. What's going to happen? Okay, so they all have the same cost. Business cost of one. The question is which one is going to be the bridge now? Now change this is going to be the bridge, which is SF2. Okay. So let's test it to see what is the MAC address for this one here. So if I go over here and I do show, let's do show. Make sure we have the right version. Show spanning tree. Okay, so well, it didn't make any difference on your version. It's still by default give me this. I completely unless I try to change it. And as you can see, this is the right MAC address for the
bridge, which is this switch 007 AC14 blah blah blah. So if you go over here, you put the MAC address, which is Control V. We go to this switch. We already have this one here. How about this guy here? If I do the show spanning tree, and let's see, the MAC address for this guy here is what? Base MAC address. Well, this is a base MAC address, Ethernet, but where is the MAC address? Well, let's see. So that's the MAC address of the root bridge, which is this one here. Now, what is the MAC address of this guy here? Which is this, the address. So I can paste it right here. Okay. Now, can I change the version number of the spanning tree protocol, which is the spanning tree enabled protocol? We can change it. Also, I can see, okay, I want to make this one as a root bridge. Okay. So can I make This one has a root bridge.
Yes, by lowering the priority.
Yep, that's basically what we need to do.
Mr. Charif, I got a question.
Yes.
Okay, so you basically said for every VLAN that's on the switch adds one to the standard.
Not one. It depends on the VLAN ID. So if I create VLAN 10,
It adds 10.
it's going to add 10. And that's what we're going to do next, actually. It's a good question. So we add a 10. And instead the blocking this guy, okay, we're going to use this link instead of blocked for different VLAN to pass through this. And that's why Cisco, okay, that's the main thing, Cisco updated to pair VLAN STP. So that's what we're going to do next. So in order to do this, to really see what's going on, let's go and create a couple of VLANs on each one of them. And we can put priority per VLAN, okay? So if I go to this switch right here, and I want to say config T, VLAN 10, for example, name, HR, VLAN 20, name IT. That's plenty because we have 1, 2, and 20. Okay. And exit. I should have copied and pasted before I did this, which is WR to save it. I can do that. Instead, going to each switch to do it. I can do it. That's fine. We got time. So I'm going to go over here and do the same thing. Okay. So I'm going to go config T. And we're going to go VLAN 10. What we call VLAN 10? HR. Oh, name. Name HR. VLAN 10, 20. We'll name it what? IT. Exit one more time. And the same thing I'm going to do with the last switch right here. So we're going to go config T, VLAN 10, name HR, VLAN 20, name IT. Okay, exit. So, okay. So now let's go back and see if I say show spanning tree. Well, what is the show? Show spanning tree. And now I'm going to have for a different VLAN. So VLAN still is going to do VLAN 10 because this is the only root bridge for this VLAN. So it doesn't show for VLAN 10, 20. Let's see. Okay. Still consider this one here. How about if I do this from here? And why? Because I'm using the old protocol, not per VLAN, unless if I change the mode. Show, spanning tree, same thing. Only shows the VLAN 1. And the reason why, because using 3 enable protocol IEEE. So we have to use a per VLAN protocol. So now I need to go to this one here. And if I want, I can make this one the root bridge for VLAN 10. Okay. But actually this one here is the root bridge for what? For VLAN 1, right? Because as you can see, because this is designated, that means this is designated, this is designated. That means this is the root bridge for VLAN, for this VLAN 1. So I want to make it as why you need this one? Okay, so what I need to do, I need to change the priority. Or for example, let's do this. I can do this one here as a root bridge for VLAN 1 and 10. So I'm going to change it. So I'm going to go over here. First of all, I need to go config T, and I need to do spanning tree. Let's change the mode first. So if you put question mark, you get mode. You see that? Mode. And I want to put question mark again. I need to put rapid PVST. Rapid. Okay. And also I need to do spanning tree. And I'm going to put VLAN question mark. You put the VLAN number. We said we need to put 1 and 10, right? So I want to make this one as a root bridge for VLAN 1 and 10. So put 1 and 10. If you put question mark here, you have an options to put the priority ID, like 4096 if you want. Or you can say root primary, means I want to make this one the primary or the root bridge for VLAN 10 and 1 and 10. So it doesn't matter if you give it a lowest priority or the root primary is going to achieve the same goal, okay? So if I put root, then you put question mark, you get 2 options, either primary or secondary. So I'm going to make it primary. Secondary, basically a backup. Okay, exit. And save it. Now, I'm going to come to this right here. And I want to make it the root bridge only for VLAN 20. Okay? So I want to make this one for VLAN 20. So I can go over here to this one here and go to config T. And after that, I need to put spanning tree mode. I need to change it to rapid. And also I'm going to put spanning tree VLAN 20, and I want to make it root the primary. So now I'm making SW2 as the root bridge for VLAN 20. Now we can end it, and I can do what? WR. So, and also I need to go to this switch. I can make this switch, for example, a backup, like a secondary for both of them, for all of VLAN. So what I can do, I can go over here. I can put spanning tree, config T first. I can put spanning tree mode first, rapid. I can put spanning tree VLAN 1, 10, and 20, and I can put root. I can put secondary. So like a backup for all the VLANs. And you put exit and save, which is WR. Now I have root bridge per VLAN. Okay. So if I go, for example, over here, and I go for show the spanning tree. Okay. So now I'm supposed to have it per VLAN. Why it's not taking effect? It's supposed to be. Should we save it? Did we save it? Yes, save. WR. I'm going to say reload. Maybe that's why I need to restart. And let's save this guy here too and restart it. Reload. We need to reload them to exchange the PDUs, you know, whenever they start. WR reload. Okay, let's see if that's gonna work. Now this is blocked. This is blocked now. This is blocked. All right. So let's see if we can have enable show spanning tree. So this is spanning tree protocol still okay. Change the rapid, which is okay, but this is only for VLAN 1. Doesn't say VLAN 20. Oh, it's right here on the bottom. Okay. No, it doesn't. Why doesn't show VLAN 10? Okay, let me see the other switch. What's this deal with the other switch? Enable show VLAN. Okay, so we have VLAN and show spanning tree. So the VLAN for VLAN 1 still this one here. Why? Okay, I guess we have to have a client and server. I don't know. Still shows this one as the priority for all of them. Something is not right. I don't know why. We tested yesterday and it works fine. Enable. Exit. Let's see. Control 6. Shift Alt 6. Enable show VLAN. Let's see if we have the right VLAN on all of them. That's fine. Did I save it after we? Yeah, I saved it.
Mr. Charif.
Yeah.
Don't they have to have IP addresses attached?
What is it?
Do they have to have they need IP addresses attached, don't they?
They need IP address for the VLANs?
Yes, sir.
The one we didn't really care for it. I mean, we can, but let's see. So spanning tree. Let me try different ways. Spanning tree, question mark, VLAN. I'm going to change it. The VLAN on SW2, I'm going to change VLAN 1, 10. I'm going to say it's a priority 4096. I'm going to make it priority 0. See what happens. So exit WR. Show spanning tree. Okay. That makes a difference. Still doesn't make a difference. I don't know because we copy and paste, that makes a difference or not. But it's supposed to give me per VLAN. Let's see. I might have an example here. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. TCP skills, TCP bridge.
Are the VLANs up?
Maybe that's why. You're right. Maybe we don't put shutdown, no shutdown. Maybe that's why. Very excellent point. So let's say config T. You're right. This is maybe why. Config T interface VLAN 10. VLAN interface VLAN 10. VLAN 10. Well, say it's no shutdown. It stayed up, but I want to say no shutdown. Let's see. Okay, interface. Let's put interface. I mean IP address. This makes a difference. IP address. I'm gonna put 10.10.10.1 255.255.255.0. Okay, no shutdown again. Actually, let's see. And WR. Okay, so if we do show spanning tree, still, I think because we use copy, I don't know. It's just weird. It's really weird. It's supposed to give us. Supposed to give us per VLAN. Is the one I did. Let's see. A couple of days ago, I did this one here. And as you can see over here, I have different VLAN. So enable show VLAN. So over here, I put VLAN 10, 20, and 30. So I made this switch is root primary for VLAN 1 and 10. And I made this one root primary for VLAN 20 and 50. So if you put show VLAN, or not show VLAN, show spanning tree, and we're supposed to have this kind of screen right here. See that? So I have VLAN 10, VLAN 1. Start with VLAN 1. VLAN 1 has this switch with the this is a root bridge for VLAN 1, and the same one here. So see, if you look at this MAC address, is the same thing. So this switch is the primary, or whoever have this MAC address, which is this switch here, is a primary for VLAN 1 and VLAN 10, because they have the same MAC address. Now, as you look, if you look in here on the port forwarding
protocol,
yeah, you can see designated, 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 and the same thing in here. You have designated, 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 and there's no on all forwarding. Now, if you go for VLAN 20, now this switch is not primary for VLAN 20. Switch number 2 is primary for VLAN 20. You can see the cost is 4, and you can see you have designated, and you have a root port, which is port gigabit 0, which is right here. So they're all designated, but this one here is the root port for VLAN 20. You follow? So that's what they expected to see on the other one. Let's see the case in here. This is smaller scale. So I put the root for VLAN 20 and 30, and this is root for VLAN 1 and 10. If I go over here, I can put enable show VLAN 10, or not VLAN, show spanning tree. So that's supposed to give you per VLAN, not just VLAN 1. See that? VLAN 1. Okay, this is the interface for it. VLAN 10, and this is the, and also they give you VLAN 40. You see? So they give you who's going to be the root primary for each VLAN based on the VLAN. So I don't know why in our exercise didn't do it. I think it's something issues with the duplicates that we did, the copy and paste for the other one. So how much time we have anyway?
Like 10 minutes.
Yeah. So go ahead, like it's an exercise for you to do. Okay. Do 3 switches, create 3 VLANs, and assign, for example, each switch to be primary for a different VLAN. Okay, and put the mode. I'm gonna send you an instruction how to do it. Okay, under assignment. Let's see if we can if we have enough time, we can do it. 10 minutes. Let's see. I think we can. Let's say 1, 2, 3. 1 over here, over here, over here, over here. Okay, this is huh? Well, let me create 2 VLAN or 1 VLAN at least. Config T VLAN 10. Let's see. VLAN 10 name HR and so it looks like this switch is already a root bridge, right? So
Correct.
So WR. So we need to go to this one here and create another VLAN. Enable config VLAN 10 name HR. Okay, exit. And this guy here too. Well, yeah, why not? This is regardless what you do with the switch is not going to be enabled. Config T VLAN 10 name HR. Exit or end. Okay, since I'm in this one here, so I'm going to go and configure it. So I'm going to put config T, and I want to make it as a root for VLAN 10. So I can say spanning tree mode first, rapid, and I need to put spanning tree VLAN 10 priority 4096. Okay, and show spanning tree. So what we're going to see. It's trying to do negotiation. Okay, so it didn't. Well, first of all, we need to see if it changed the mode. Spanning tree RSTP. What is this guy here? What it shows? Show STP spanning tree. That changed to wrap? No, this is still on the old one. So they have to be on the same mode, all of them. Show config T spanning tree mode rapid exit WR. Okay, and same thing in here. Config T spanning tree mode rapid exit. Okay, now I can see some changes in here. You see that? Let's see. Show. Let me fast forward it. Okay, so you have different result now. It's still the same. Show spanning tree. Still 1. Okay. I think I know what's the problem. Yeah. Doesn't say per VLAN, and the reason why, I think, because the way we configure those switches right here, this is a mode server, this is the server, this is the root, this is the client, and this is the client. So we configure something called VTP, okay? So maybe that's why. Because now it's supposed to work. But the only thing is different from these, from here to here, is this is configured with the VTP client and VTP server. So basically what we did, we create the VLANs on here, and we, once this is on the client, we push them to the client. So, other problem. Come on, guys. We need to configure those as what? It's supposed to be cron. So let's do this. Also, this is another problem. Config T. Interface range gigabit 0/1-2 switch port mode trunk. Okay, and WR, same thing in here. We're going to do the same thing. Enable config T interface range gigabit 0/1-2 switch port mode trunk. Okay, and WR. Same thing we need to do on this guy here. Config T. Interface gigabit 0/1. Interface range gigabit 0/1-2. Switch port mode trunk. Okay, so and now we need to put WR. That's the problem, because in able to change PPDU, you have to have a trunk port. So now the spanning tree is supposed to work. So if we put spanning tree, show spanning tree, and now let's see if it goes per VLAN. So this is VLAN 1. It tells me the cost to reach it is 4, and the port is root and designated. And also VLAN 10, you follow that? VLAN 10 also cost me about 4 to get in there, and it's blocked. So this is alternative, which is gigabit 0/1 is blocked, and the root is forward. So it's the opposite over here. You see that? Right here for VLAN 1 is forwarded, and for VLAN 20 is blocked. VLAN 10 is blocked. You see that difference? Right here. It's the same switch, but with the same port, but one of them is forwarded, one is alternative and blocked. And that depends on VLAN. So the mistake that we did, we don't configure those as a trunk port. Now, so I made this one as primary for VLAN 10, I believe. So if you go and put show spanning tree, and that's a mistake, show spanning tree. Okay, and this is for VLAN. So if you go over here, and the cost to reach VLAN 10 and VLAN 1 is 4, and one of them alternative blocked, which is port number 02, gigabit 02. Gigabit 02 is blocked for VLAN 1. Okay, which is right here. 02 is blocked for VLAN 1, and is forwarded because it's a root bridge for a root port for VLAN 1 on a gigabit 0/1. Now for VLAN 10, it doesn't cost me anything. That means this is the root bridge for VLAN 10, and I expect both port to be designated. You follow? That makes sense? Do you understand what there was a problem? What was the problem?
Oh, trunk.
Trunk. So we have to do the trunk. Yes. Okay. Any question?
No, sir.
So I'm going to give you some kind of exercise you can do at home, but that was the problem. We didn't configure the trunk. So you need to configure the trunk first, then you need to change the mode to rapid, and then you can assign priority for each VLAN. Okay, so we're going to end it right here. And if you don't have a question, I'll see you tomorrow. All righty?
All right. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sharing. And